Hi, Matt here. While making my VR Capture the Flag game, I've encountered a major roadblock with the game engine of my choosing, namely Godot, and I'll tell you all about it, but first let me set the scene. My players somehow need to connect to each other, and I've created a simple UI with input field for IP address and two buttons for hosting and joining. Godot has some great tools for doing that, and it only took me like a couple of minutes to have a working UI and connect it to the multiplayer logic. I've tested it on my PC and everything works perfectly well, so I plug in my headset and realize one thing. My beautiful UI works perfectly well in 2D, but how do I put it in the world so I can interact with it in 3D with my controllers? They must have thought about it. It was so easy in Unity, I thought. So I opened the new node menu, go through every single available node, and I found nothing. To the Google I go. First result, all good and well, but this is for HUD elements, it's still in 2D. Second result, a demo scene for Godot 3 written in GDScript. This does not work for me since I'm working in Godot 4 for the glorious Vulkan quality, and I'm using C# to code my game. I know that GDScript is not really a problem since it should work with C# with no issues, but I'd like my project to be coherent and expandable. Without any hacky call methods with passing string method names, this is just not my style. Third result, Reddit post pointing to the second result. Fourth result, again, not what I needed. Fifth result, pointing again to the second result. Alright, I see the pattern. Let's take a look at the demo scene again. The code seems fairly straightforward, but the component itself it's not really reusable. I'd need to recreate the scene every time I need a new UI. I think I can do better. So I started off by porting the GDScript to C# and changing some methods to work in Godot 4. I run it and it works. Perfect. Now for the improvements. I want it to be a reusable scene that just takes the reference to the sub-viewport and does all the work for me. Seems fairly easy. Step 1, get the quads mesh. Step 2, get the texture from the sub-viewport. Step 3, apply the texture to the mesh. Step 4, resize the mesh to the viewport size divided by 1024 because there are 1024 pixels in a Godot unit. Step 5, resize the collision shape to match the mesh. Step 6, there is no step 6, step 7, it just works. Alright, now how do I make it work with controllers? Easy, cheating. What do I mean by cheating? Let me explain. The code basically looks for unhandled mouse input events, so by creating a fake mouse input event, I should be able to make it work as it does with the real ones. The code already knows how to convert a raycast hit on the collider to viewport coordinates, so I can just create a simple method that creates a new event and passes it to the rest of the code along with the hit. I code that, add a little magic to the button click event, implement raycasts to my controllers, and bang, it works. I have to admit, the code has some issues. If I want a bigger quad without making a huge viewport, I'll have to implement additional scaling factors or just pass the desired size to the component and resize the quad and collider to it. But then I'd have to make sure that the viewport has the correct aspect ratio. Also, it would be nice if I could actually see what I'm doing in the editor, and that seems to be doable with something called tools, but right now this is way above me and I got to a point that I'm just fine with. If anyone wants to contribute to it, the link to the GitHub with an example scene is in the description. This took me way too long, and if it was not just my side project, I'd probably just switch to another engine. I was really early in the development, so it would be easy, and I hope a better tool for doing that will be implemented to the engine at some point. I really want the Godot engine to be more popular because it's a great tool and I love using it, but we just need to patch some of those holes like that. Stay tuned for more content from my game making adventures and other related topics. Like, share and subscribe. My social links are in the description. Hope to see you next time.